Look at that, the Macor has selected the Black Stars. Ghana is the predicted winner.
Thank you for joining me on Partey TV Ghana. Please subscribe and share. Thomas Partey and Sensem Koso we can say USA and FIFA and them. This Wednesday, Ghana play against Panama, but Thomas Partey and me a bobo because of say you send a visa and Sensem USA for find a visa mano any visa and Sensem we can say when Timmy bobo Ghana and Panama. Na Thomas Partey bobio when Timmy bobio. Me, I want Ghana to score. I want Ghana to score. If Thomas Partey will come to play or not come to play, I just support my country so that he will win against Panama. Just listen to, let us hear about Sports Sky. Sports Skies are explaining something small here about Thomas Partey. Let's welcome back.
Yes, FIFA have just confirmed that the Ghana midfielder Thomas Partey will not be able to play in Ghana's opening game against Panama next Wednesday in Toronto because the Canadian government have decided not to issue him with a visa. This statement that we've just received from FIFA says FIFA confirm that player Thomas Partey will be unable to travel from Ghana's team base camp in Boston, USA to Canada for their first match against Panama on Wednesday, 17th of June, as his visa application has been refused by the Canadian government. They go on to say that FIFA is not involved in the immigration processes of host countries, including the jurisdiction of the adjudication of visas. As with previous FIFA events, the host government ultimately determines who receives a visa and who is admitted into the country. So Thomas Partey will not be able to play against Panama next Wednesday. Now, he's already in the US, so he obviously has a US visa. And our information is that he will be able to play in Ghana's second and third group games. Of course, those games are against England in Boston and also against Croatia in Philadelphia. Of course, the Canadian authorities not giving any information away at the moment about why Thomas Partey was denied a visa to enter their country. But the background to this story is we know that back in July 2025 in London, Thomas Partey, who now plays for Villarreal, was charged with 5 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. And in September 2025, he pleaded not guilty to those charges. Also in February this year in London, he was charged with 2 new counts of rape. And in April, he pleaded not guilty to those charges as well. So Thomas Partey is in the US at the moment. He'll be able to play in Ghana's second and third group games against England and Croatia, but he will not be able to travel with his Ghana teammates to Toronto to play against Panama next Wednesday.
Okay, Kave, thank you for now.
Thank you for joining me on Partey TV Ghana. Please subscribe and share. And I just support my Ghana, my team Blasters, so that he will go and win against Panama. Some prophets in Ghana or some of prophets in Ghana are prophesied about Ghana, telling Ghana that Ghana will not go anywhere in the World Cup. Ghana will not go anywhere in the World Cup, and I'm not support them if they are giving the prophecy about Ghana and telling Ghana that Ghana will not go anywhere in the World Cup. I will not support the prophecy. I'm in Ghanaian. I just support my team. I just support Ghana that Ghana will go to win the World Cup and take the cup into my country. That's why I'm here. This is Nico Pie TV Ghana. Please subscribe and share. And let's hear the story about Thomas Partey. And if you go to the social media, you will see Thomas Partey are trending. The reason why Thomas Partey will not come to pray, not come to enter his country and pray against Panama this Wednesday. And let's hear some story about Joy News. Joy News is also telling us something about Thomas Partey. Let's welcome back.
Yes. So how do we expect the court, the federal court, and not just a provincial court, a federal court in Canada, to constitute the judges and all that to sit on this matter and rule, all right, hear arguments and then rule on this matter, within the 3 days, preceding the match itself on Wednesday. So the point being made here is that Canada, as a sovereign nation, has every right. And let me state that the fact that you have qualified to participate in the tournament does not mean that you have an automatic right of entry by virtue of that qualification into whether Mexico, Canada, or US.
Right.
The team player has an automatic right of entry. It all boils down to the state.
Okay, but let me follow up on that. You have made a point that the legal route or channel may not be so good, considering the time frame within which we want to get our player on the field to play the Panama game. What options then are available to us if we really want farmers to be on the field?
I remember telling my students yesterday that we may have to use diplomatic channels, all right? We have to go and beg and then hopefully procure some form of a waiver, all right? Waiver, so that perhaps this particular restriction in their law would be, relaxed just to enable him participate in the tournament. So we can use diplomatic channels, and that is what, I believe the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is attempting.
Thank you for joining me on Nico Pie TV Ghana. You will hear Thomas Partey's story. And what I want to tell you that if Thomas Partey will come and play with us, or he will not come and play with us, Ghana will go to score the Panama. I believe that Ghana will go to score the Panama. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm Ghanaian. I just support my team so that Ghana will go to win this Wednesday about Panama. And I'm Blasters, and I support my team. I don't care any prophecy. I don't care any prophet that are prophecies about Ghana, and I don't mind them. I'm always support my team so that my team will go to win the World Cup and take the cup into my country. Here is Nico Pie TV Ghana. Please subscribe and share. Thank you. Bye-bye.